Good afternoon, you're watching Q News and here are the top stories for this hour. 2 Palestinian prisoners from Gaza have died in Israeli detention, according to the Palestinian Prisoners Society and the Palestinian Prisoners Affairs Commission. Both organizations condemned the deaths, describing them as part of what they called Israel's slow death policy against Palestinian prisoners. They accused Israeli authorities of systematic torture, medical negligence, and the denial of basic needs, which they say have led to the deaths of dozens of prisoners over the years. The groups called for international accountability, urging global action to end practices they argue violate human rights and international law. The Palestinian death toll from Israel's onslaught since October 7, 2023 has climbed to 43,764, with over 103,490 people injured. In the past 24 hours, Israeli forces have carried out 3 massacres targeting families in the Gaza Strip. That's according to medical sources. These attacks left at least 28 Palestinians dead and 120 others wounded. Israeli occupation forces have stormed the Barata al-Balad area east of Nablus in the occupied West Bank, ransacking a home and arresting a Palestinian man. In a separate raid, Israeli soldiers entered the El Ain refugee camp west of Nablus, searching several homes. According to Wafa news agency, no arrests were reported in that operation. Nearly 90 congressional Democrats have urged President Joe Biden to impose sanctions on 2 far-right Israeli officials for their roles in inciting settler violence in the West Bank. The letter, signed by 17 senators and 71 members of the House of Representatives, was sent in late October before the U.S. election in which Donald Trump secured victory. It was made public to pressure President Biden to take action during his final months in office, as frustration grows within his party over his administration's reluctance to hold the Israeli government accountable. Explosions have rocked Beirut's southern suburbs in the early hours today as Israel continues its intense attacks for a 4th consecutive day. The Israeli military has issued 2 forced evacuation orders for those remaining in these largely abandoned neighborhoods since the morning. An Israeli airstrike has flattened an entire building in the dense Tayuna neighborhood just a few kilometers from downtown Beirut. While there are no immediate reports of casualties, the bomb struck a lower level of the building, reducing much of it to rubble. Over the past 8 weeks, similar airstrikes have leveled hundreds of buildings and homes, destroying thousands of housing units. UN peacekeeping chief Jean-Pierre Lacroix has announced that the United Nations plans to strengthen its peacekeeping mission in Lebanon to better support the Lebanese army once a truce is agreed. Lacroix stated that the peacekeeping mission would work with the Lebanese army to support the implementation of a settlement, and that discussions are underway with contributing nations to assess the needs of UNIFIL. This may include the integration of advanced technology without necessarily increasing troop numbers. Following a truce, UNIFIL's capabilities could be expanded to include the clearance of explosive devices and the reopening of roads. And that's all our top headlines for this hour. On the way next is Think Tank with Mona. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Q News.